diamonds are forever. They are all I need to please me.
Hey everybody, Sketching Hands here, aka J.Sinclair. Now recently I sent an email to Anime News Network and I am ecstatic it got featured, so I want to take this time to thank Answerman for answering my answering the feature in my email, and I also want to address what he said in his column and address Double 4 Anime in his YouTube video. So there will be 2 links down there for that, and then I went and checked out the comment section for Anime News Network. While I couldn't read all of them due to my email caused a flame war, and after I got to page 8 or 9 or maybe even 10, I decided I'm gonna stop. But I will address 2 people in the forums, and one of the people that in the forums I'm going to address, she left a she posted up an article. I think she works for Anime News Network, I'm not sure, but there'll be a link down there to that. So I'm gonna have 2 clips from Double 4's YouTube channel. So
today we're going to be talking about race in anime, and does it exist? Because it's a big question a lot of people have been wondering time and time again. When we look at all of these characters, can we call them one race? The answer to that is no. We can't call every single character in every anime one race, because there's so many different characters with so many different features, with so many different backgrounds. So the lines are really blurred. In one sense, race does not exist in anime.
I agree, race does not exist in anime. But it's only to a certain extent that I agree. So unless you say, oh, this is India, or you show like the Taj Mahal or whatever, then you really wouldn't know what is the Indian race, what color that person would use. So like for example, if you look at Oob from Dragon Ball Z, people will argue is Oob black or is he Indian? And I would have to say he's Indian, and I say this for 2 reasons. If you look back in the Dragon Ball phase, like Oob, Namu had the same attire, except he had a turban on his head, and he was there for the prize money so he could buy water for his village. Now, I think it said for food for Oob, it might have been water. I got to go recheck that out. So, some of y'all like, well, Oob is a completely different skin shape. Okay, now if you watch all of Dragon Ball, there was a point where Goku was actually fighting a darker skinned man, and he was bald headed, and you know he had that he had like that Western style military attire. Also, Kid Trunks fought a guy with an afro, and you know he kicked him in the chest. But if you look at that kid's lips, and you go back to Dragon Ball, and you look at that black guy, or dark-skinned guy that Goku fought, they have the same lip type. And that's how Japanese people mostly drew black people from the early days. And there's not a whole lot of black people there. Except for Kishimoto, Bumblebee was spot on, and I just hated the rapping part that he did. And the second clip is only a few seconds long. It's just to show more of Double 4's his opinion on the subject matter. It's a really great video. So here's the clip.
I think anime is so beautiful because of all of the colors. You see the differences in skin tones, eye colors, hair colors, and yes, it's true. Most of them don't have really dark skin color.
So okay, if you check the Anime News Network link, I'm going to repeat my email because part of it was actually cut off. The first sentence really doesn't matter. It was the second sentence that was cut off, and that was lost in the translation due to that. And most of the people went on mostly about race, and then they forgot the art aspect. And the reason I sent the email was because of the art aspect. So here's the full email that I had sent. As an American mangaka, I'm very disappointed in the lack of variety of skin tones of manga and anime characters. That's where I disagree with, partly disagree with Double 4. He was saying there are a lot of skin tones in anime, and I would heavily disagree because if you can just look at an anime and you look, let's use Death Note for example. About the first 10 characters that you see in Death Note, minus Ryu, all Japanese. And that's fine. It's set in Japan. But they're all the exact same color. But if you were to go to Japan, there's going to be some Japanese people who are slightly darker than others, some who are slightly lighter than others. So you're basically saying that this one shade comprises all of Japan. And a lot of animes do this, where they're all the exact same shade. Like Krillin, Tien, Bulma, Yamcha, they're all of this same shade. Like Goku, I think Vegeta was a different shade at one point, but then he changed over. But then if you look at Frieza's army, we have 3 different aliens who are 3 different green shades. I'm like, you can't do that for human-like characters. So that's what I want to see. More skin shades, not necessarily race. So let's continue with the email. If you were to break the shades down by Copic markers, the only color you would get is E00 Skin White. And I just picked that color because it looks like the anime. Not because it was Skin White, because that's the main color of what it looks like. And a rarely dark skin color, E15 Dark Suntan. Now, for most of y'all who don't know, these are the actual colors the markers I'm talking about. This is the Skin White one, and this is the Dark Suntan. So this is the part that was cut out. There are other usual skin colors, such as E21 Baby Skin Pink, and then one is called Milky White, which is E51. So here's Milky White. Then I'm not gonna pull out the other one. I'm tired of this. So, and then the email continues on. Other than Dragon Ball and Gundam, is 00. Little to no other manga shows white, black, Indian, Asian. And the reason I did that was basically saying that all of them are the same shade. There's no variety of skin tones at all. And it said, how do you believe this hinders the growth? And if you check out the email and you read his email, he doesn't necessarily think it hinders growth, and I would disagree. And this is why. When you have a new form of media, if you have characters who kind of look like somebody else, they'll be like, oh, okay, that's pretty neat, or they might actually jump into it. Because I know people for a fact that if there are no, I'll just use some American media, for example. If there are no black people in a Hollywood production, they will not go see the movie. Like, for instance, they had one that was based in Egypt. It was Gods and Kings. Everybody in it was either white, or I think maybe one guy wasn't white, but everybody was so light that Egypt banned it. So that hindered, right there, that hindered the growth of that movie. And then all these other nations started banning it for historical inaccuracies. But we're not going to get into that. So I'm going to show you various skin tones that I wish that you could see on manga, but you necessarily don't. And I took a character from UQ Holder, I can't remember his name, and you'll see the variety of what this color would look like. So okay, these are the skin colors that I'm talking about. This is E00. This is the color that Krillin and I would say almost 99.9% of anime characters look like, whether they're representing Japanese or white characters, or just made up in general. You don't have Quad 0, E11, which is slightly darker than this, and you could use that for like tans or shadows. Or E21, which is baby skin pink, or even milky white, E21, like E15, E33, E04 are more like darker skin colors, but that's what I would like to see. Like, you can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different characters and use all 8 of these shades and use it for like a fantasy to help differentiate what they look like. So okay, this is the character I got from UQ Holder, and I added in 2 more skin shades. So these 4 colors right here could easily represent European, quote unquote white characters or Japanese characters. But you always see this one right here. I put a little arrow by it. I don't know if you can see it. This is E00. So when I was saying Vegeta, Krillin, Goku, Gohan, Chi-Chi, Bulma, they're all the same skin shade. Why can't it be that this shade or even this shade? Why is it always the same color? And that was, like I said before, that was lost in translation due to Answerman removing that sentence from the email. So like right here, it's the same. You think he's from like Africa, India. Like purposely, this color makes me think of the Indian subcontinent and all the countries around there, like the Middle East. But this is, if these were all 10 different characters, you don't have to give race for it. You can use 10 different skin colors and continue and have a great story. Like okay, for instance, Luffy's this color. But as you look at One Piece, you see people maybe this color, or they could even be this color. But when it comes to alien races, we can have blue, pink, orange easily. But when it comes to human characters, you don't see these other 9. You just see one, and that's what I would like to see from Japan. You talk about they change hair color to differentiate their skin, differentiate their characters. Okay, what about skin color? And I think it's because that's all they see, and they're afraid to branch out. And they're saying, well, they're just drawing what they know. Okay, in the artist world, we had several conversations about this. I talked to different artists, and one female artist say, okay, well, if you're a man and you're only drawing people of one shade, then why are you drawing women when you're not a woman? You don't have any experience as a woman, but yet you have women in your comic book or your manga. And she made a very good point, and she shut down the entire thread. And this same thing, like, okay, if you have twins or triplets, not many people are twins, and definitely not many people are triplets, but you can put them in there. So you definitely can put in different skin tones. And I know a colleague, he says, you can't act like Japan does not know African American culture, because you have those girls, they're all about hip hop. Snoop Dogg was just over there. It's like they know, quote unquote, black American stars. So it's not like, oh well, they're isolated. The internet says hi. So there you have it. You have it from the horse's mouth. It's mostly about the Japanese industry using the exact same color for all their characters, and I'm not buying the whole, well, they changed the hair color so their characters can look different. Now, if you're on Facebook, which I believe that 90% of the people watching this are, how many of you are in anime groups where you've seen these images where they'll say, oh, all white hair characters look great, all red hair characters look like, no, look at the color of the hairs. And then look at the color of the skins. If the skin in these images, and I think there was one I saw where it had like 12 different characters, the skin color is the exact same. The hair color was the exact same. So you're telling me that anime cannot use a different color for their hair at least, or skin? I'm not buying that argument at all. It's lazy. It hinders the quality and the growth of it, because most people want to see something with somebody that looks remotely like them in it. And it's like, if I go to China and I have a comment that's all black people, I don't sell, I can't be like, oh, well, this is high quality. It does not look like them. That's what they want to see. And I'm not saying you can have like a token character, and for people who don't get that reference, Token is a character off South Park, and he's the only black kid in the class. I think he's hilarious later on in the series. I can't stand him in the beginning. But anyway, so this whole, well, they live in a society where there's mostly Japanese. Okay, but they have internet just like us. They watch our movies. And I'm talking about American movies. They see European movies. They get influence from the Europeans. They sit there, they look at European culture and can put it in their series. So you can't tell me that they can't say, okay, I want my lowly character to be this color of beige. I want her mother to be a different color. It's laziness. But thank you, Answerman. Thank you, Double 4, for quote unquote responding to my videos, and I could tell Double Four responded to it because I know he read the article. He basically quoted the article. So like basically this whole one skin color shade is just coming from Japan, because I see a lot of indie makers, like even Marvel and DC had different skin colors for their Asian characters. So pretty much I told my team that if you're gonna work for me, you have to have different skin tones. And they're like, well, I don't know about race. I'm like, I'm not talking about race. I'm talking about all your people cannot have the exact same skin shade. It's boring. We're trying to produce high quality manga so we can help build the industry on a global scale. Since it seems that the Japanese companies aren't able to or aren't willing to. So I'm gonna leave the comment section open. If y'all start attacking each other, I will close it. So check out Double Four's Anime's channels. Check out my videos, subscribe, share this video, add to the conversation, and have a nice day.